Good day, Junior Tuckies. I'm Mrs. Burdenkamp and I will be teaching you how to annotate a text. What is it to annotate a text? It is to summarize or sum up a text. It can be a visual text or a written text. It should be clear and concise understanding of your text, your picture, or your advert. Let's look at the steps of annotating a text. Or you've probably been taught these are the steps on how you do a comprehension. Step 1, read. It's as simple as that. The first thing you're going to do is read the text. Then you're going to read the questions. Then you're going to read the text again. And then you're going to read the questions again. You need to have a clear understanding of the text as well as what the questions are asking you. So reading it just once is not going to work. You need to read that comprehension and the question at least twice. Step 2. Circle the words that you don't understand in the text. This is something that will happen from grade 8 up until grade 12. This will help you understand different types of words and understanding the word in context. This will also help grow your vocabulary. So when you're circling a word you don't understand in the text, try replace it with a word you do understand and that it makes sense in context. Step 3. Highlight or underline important information. Now remember grade 8s, not everything is important in a text. A tip over here is to highlight the main idea of each paragraph. Step 4, draw an arrow where there are connections made in the comprehension. And then step 5, start answering the questions. Highlight what the question is asking. Highlight your mark allocation so that you know how much you need to write. And remember, you will no longer get marks for yes or no when answering a question. Let's have a look at some practice. This is an extract from the article, The Real Scientific History Behind the Jurassic Park Dinosaurs by Olivia B. Waxman. The Real Scientific History Behind Jurassic Park Dinosaurs. The Jurassic Park franchise, including Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, in theaters Friday, almost exactly 25 years after the first movie came out in 1993. Is obviously entirely fictional, so you don't have to worry that the dinos are coming to get you. But that doesn't mean there's not something real at its heart. The story was in fact inspired by important changes in the scientific world. What Jurassic Park gets right about dinosaurs? Caranon gave Jurassic Park high marks for the basics of the dinosaurs that show up in the franchise. The franchise gets one very important thing right. Dinosaurs were active, living things that were as successful on land as many animals before or since, he added. Proof that the franchise has earned the respect of paleontologists is the fact that the Society of Vertebrate Paleontology has recognized Steven Spielberg, who directed the first 2 films and has been executive producer on the others, for his contribution to the field. After all, he helped dinosaurs become perhaps more popular than they've ever been. Now, grade 8s, you need to read that text one more time. Let's look at the practice questions. 1.1. Refer to paragraph 1. What was the story of Jurassic Park inspired by? For 1 mark. 1.2. Refer to paragraph 2. What does the Jurassic Park franchise get right according to Carano? 1.3. Refer to paragraph 3. What is proof that the franchise has earned the respect of paleontologists or people who study dinosaurs? For 2 marks. And now grade 8, you need to read those questions again. Let's begin with our steps. Step 1, read. This step is very important. And as I've said before, you cannot answer the questions effectively if you have not read the comprehension and its questions at least twice. Step 2. Circle unknown words and replace them. You will see that I circled words that I thought maybe grade 8s would not know in red. The word franchise and paleontologist are possible words that are unfamiliar. Try replacing franchise with another word. How about films? The Jurassic Park films. That makes sense. Now, let's look at paleontologist. Usually words that end in gist or ology have a scientific reference. So, can we replace paleontologist with scientist? Yes, and it makes sense. Step 3. You need to highlight important parts of the text. Remember, not everything is important. You will see in paragraph 1, I highlighted what I thought was important, especially when it came to the questions. I looked at my questions, I looked at what they were asking for, and then highlighted the things I thought may be the answer. Step 4. Draw arrows to parts of the comprehension that are related. You will see that I drew an arrow from Jurassic Park to paleontology, because at the end of the day, at the end of this article, that is the link over here, that Jurassic Park and paleontology go hand in hand. And you will see that step 5, looking at questions, is on the next slide. Step 5, start answering your questions. So you need to highlight what the question is asking, highlight the mark allocation, and remember, no marks for yes or no. You should also try signposting or referring back to the question each and every time you answer the question. Let's look at the answers. 1.1. Refer to the paragraph 1. What was the story of Jurassic Park inspired by? You will see I highlighted what and Jurassic Park World inspired by. This is what we need to answer. I also highlighted the mark allocation, 1 mark. So the answer is, the story of Jurassic World was inspired by the original film, Jurassic Park. I'm using full sentences and I made sure that I have 1 point for 1 mark. 1.2. Refer to paragraph 2. What does the Jurassic Park franchise get right according to Carano? 3 marks. Let's look at the answer. The fact that the franchise got right were the fact that dinosaurs were living creatures that ruled the earth. 1 mark. They were active and a part of life on earth. 2nd mark. They were successful as animals as we have today. 3rd mark. You will see that I used full sentences and addressed all 3 points. What is very important over here is that I did not copy and paste, or I did not lift directly from the text. You should always put your answers in your own words, grade 8s. Then 1.3, refer to paragraph 3. What is proof that the franchise has earned the respect of paleontologists, people who study dinosaurs, for 2 marks? I highlighted what, proof, earned the respect of paleontologists, and that is the crux of my question. What did this franchise do to earn this respect of paleontologists? Steven Spielberg got a special award from the Society of Vertebrate Paleontology for bringing dinosaurs back into the mainstream society, 1 mark, and making them popular once again, 2nd mark. Full sentences, and I have given 2 points for 2 marks. Now, let's look at a different element, the critical analysis of text. Understanding and being critical of text is very important. As a learner, you must try always remain subjective and not objective. Let's look at what those 2 elements mean. Subjectivity. This is based on your own thoughts, ideas, preferences, feelings, taste, etc. Someone is biased. It means they make decisions forming and using their own ideas, their own subjective ideas. They have not gone further and looked out what information they could find. It is not a good way to critically analyze, and it's based on opinion and not fact. It also holds no credibility because we do not have evidence to back up any type of opinion. Then we get objectivity. This is based on fact. You need to eliminate all your preferences or ideas around the topic. When you are unbiased, it means you're making a decision using objectivity, removing yourself from a situation. You can work with the pros and the cons on a topic, and it also holds great credibility. I want you to have a look at the picture of the flowers. This kind of picture will test your subjectivity. Do you see a face? Look carefully. Because everyone is different, you may have seen the flowers first or the face first, but we've all had different experiences in our life, and that shapes our subjectivity and how we see the world. Some may see flowers, some may see a face. Look at the picture of the elephant. In this picture, blind men are trying to figure out what the object is. As they're touching different parts of the elephant, each blind man assumes what this large object is. Is it a snake? Is it a tree? Is it a brick wall? Because they cannot see the entire elephant or the entire picture, they cannot be objective. They do not have the full story and therefore are subjective. What's the message over here? You must find out all of the information on a topic in order to be objective. Subjectivity versus objectivity. Our subjectivity relies heavily on our own life experience. Our family, our race, religion, culture, and language all influence how we see the world. In order to be objective, we must collect information or facts about a topic. Let's look at the picture with the oranges. Person 1 states that he or she sees the oranges. However, person 2 states that they love oranges. Because person 2 has had a more positive interaction with oranges, person 2's subjectivity came to light, loving the oranges. Let's look at the second picture with the tree. 3 children are looking at the tree. Each child has a different interpretation of what fruit the tree may hold, and this is all based on their life experience or subjectivity. The one little boy sees a tree, the other little girl sees maybe it's an apple tree, and the last little girl thinks, well, money grows on trees, and that was probably a saying definitely said by parents, and once again, influencing your subjectivity. You can also think of subjectivity and objectivity being a battle between your brain and your heart. Fonts in text and advertising as well as posters. Fonts are very important. They are usually the elements that grab our attention on an advertisement or in a text. Fonts can convey emotion or feeling. Fonts help readers or viewers perceive text in a certain way. It can also set the tone for the register of the text. Is it going to be formal or is it going to be informal? Remember, you must use fonts appropriately. Here are examples of fonts and in advertising and posters. You will have seen all of these different brand names. You can see that we get different types of script, like serfs, slab serfs, sans serfs, script writing, where you can see in Coca-Cola, and display writing like Fanta. If you look at the adverts or the script font logos on the left-hand side of the slide, you will see Volvo, Sony, Honda. They are all using bold, strong fonts to draw in our attention. If you look at script fonts below that, where it's Kellogg's, Coca-Cola, Virgin, Barbie, and Kleenex, these are all script fonts. They are romantic. They are sort of informal at times. And this is why it has been used in all of these different brand names. Color in advertising. Remember grade 8's, all colors have different connotations. Here, I've used basic colors often used, but other colors will definitely be present in advertising. Firstly, if we think of red, we think of love, of being vibrant, but we can also think of rage, we can think of hate, and we can think of violence. Blue, it's tranquil, it's calm, and it represents serenity. Green focuses on peace, harmony, and freshness, while white is pure, innocence, and peace, and black represents something dark, ominous, or it could be used to make a statement. Let's have a look at different examples of how color and fonts have been used in advertising. Let's look at the Coke ad. Coke has used their signature fonts and coloring in this advert. The font is so recognizable that even if you saw this advert in black and white, you would definitely know that that advert was for Coke. The signature red color is eye-catching from far and grabs the viewer's attention. The Nike ad makes use of their signature logo and muted red and pink tones. The pink tones resemble the human lungs, and their logo is recognizable all over the world. The clear and bold font helps viewers recognize their branding. The McDonald's ad uses their signature colors. This is seen how they've used it with phones to show off their new menu, as well as to show off the fact that they now offer free Wi-Fi. And the Dove ad uses white to symbolize cleanliness and purity, as well as blue to create calmness and tranquility. Their signature font is romantic and feminine because advertisers have used this type of script. Alright, grade 8, I hope that this lesson helped you out. Next up is the introduction to writing.